Capture. How about now? How about now? How about now? Everything says it's a go on my end, so I have no idea, guys. I really don't. Are we there? Okay. I literally did nothing different. So, sick. All right. So at least it wasn't actually my fault. It was just OBS being a prick. So, anyways, yeah, that's a good beginning of the stream. What do you guys say? Pretty good start. Honestly, that's pretty much indicative of my entire YouTube career thus far. Is I usually always screw everything up right off the bat, and then it takes me takes me a couple years to get around to fixing it, and then usually I fix it and I move on to screwing up the next thing. So that's pretty on par. But anyways, yeah, 50K guys. We're getting close. I figured my band had just finished up some tracking tonight, and I still got a little energy left in the tank. I'm pretty excited about hitting that 50K number. So if you guys are watching this and you aren't already subscribed, it would mean the world to me if you guys would subscribe and help me get to that 50K number. As I was saying earlier, man, I cannot believe that we are here. I cannot believe, 4 years after starting this thing for fun in my basement, that we're about to hit this milestone. It's insane, man. The amount of stuff that I've been able to do because of this YouTube channel and because of you guys who watch, it blows my mind on a daily basis. The fact that I'm sitting here in a studio, I could have never had this studio without you guys. You guys are amazing. The amount of support that this channel gets from the audience is unreal. And I know I have a tendency of highlighting like negative comments on my Facebook page just to get a laugh, because I like to laugh at stuff. I like to basically, like, I don't know, man. I like to make light of everything. Sometimes stuff does get under my skin, but those aren't the posts that I post. The ones that I post are the things that I find funny, and it's just because you got to laugh at yourself. You got to laugh at the goofiness of it all and stuff. But despite that, despite sometimes those things getting a little bit probably more of a highlight than they should for me, there is an incredible community around this channel. There really is. I can't believe the amount of support that you guys show me. The amount of things that you guys make possible for me to be able to do on this channel. It's always blowing my mind. Like the whole Orange thing recently, you guys commenting on those videos. Orange is sending me the rest of the baby lineup because they loved the first two videos on the channel, and then because of you guys sounding off in the comments, they're like, dude, obviously people want to see this stuff on your channel, so we're gonna send you the tour baby, we're gonna send you the pedal baby. And again, like I said in the Gain Baby video, this stuff does not happen without you guys and without your support and without you guys being vocal in the comments. I even have people who reach out to companies on my behalf, just viewers that are like, dude, we want to see this stuff on your channel. So it's amazing. It really is. And I really appreciate it. And I've got some things to pay you guys back once we hit that 50K number, which honestly should be happening just in the matter of a few minutes. We're at 49,989. So I'm going to have a video up hopefully tomorrow. My fiance and my foster kid are off of school this week for spring break, so it's been incredibly hard for me to get any sort of work done while they've been home. I've been hanging out with them, and they are both a handful. So we've been having a good time, though. I just haven't been able to get a whole lot of work done, and that's fine. But hopefully I can film a video maybe early tomorrow. I don't really want to film it tonight because I don't feel like I have enough energy in the tank to film it tonight, but we're going to have a bunch of stuff, give away a bunch of stuff on the channel to you guys, basically as a reward for everybody who has supported the channel all this time. So I really appreciate you guys. Say hi to a couple people here while we're hanging out. Got Baritone Goes Studio. What's up, Brian? Kevin. Kevin's been here for a long, long time. Jason says everything is working. YouTube is not happy with you. Yeah, you're probably right, man. You are probably right. Six String Stanger, what's up, dude? Everybody go subscribe to his channel. His videos are a lot of fun. Does good work over there. Have I heard the new Combust record? No, honestly, man, I'm pretty slow at listening to new music these days. I was in a funk for like years where I didn't listen to any new music at all. I just was like not excited by music, which is a problem when you are a guitar channel. It also didn't make me excited about playing guitar for a long time, but just recently I kind of started actually listening to music again. So yeah, haven't listened to the Combust record, but those dudes, Andrew, the vocalist, he was in another band, Vice, from New York, that played with a couple of my bands back in the day. They used to come to Erie pretty often. So Andrew's a homie, and glad to see Combust is kind of like blowing up. Um, yeah, Fuzz Imp, you remember when it started, right, man? It was nothing. It was me trying to make videos on my phone and having it being super awkward. Uh, but yeah, Jack Wilson just subbed. Thank you very much, my friend. All right, we got another one, man. 49,990. We are 10 subscribers away from 50K. Feel like I'm counting down to the new year or something. Like something's actually going to happen once we get there. But I just kind of figured, like, why don't we have a little live stream? I'll answer some questions, and maybe we'll knock it out tonight. That'd be really, really cool if we could knock it out tonight. Corn Erd says, I'm part of 50K. Thank you very much, dude. I appreciate you. Appreciate you the support. Appreciate you being here. Started watching stuff a few weeks ago. Steve, dude, glad to have a new viewer here, man. Thank you very much for hanging around. Hopefully you're having fun. My output has not been for a while what I would like it to be, but I'm kind of hoping to get back to like 3 videos a week. I would love to get back to 3 videos a week. I just have so much going on behind the scenes, man. It's hard to stay up. It's hard to stay up to date, not up. I can't give away any of my old man secrets. Of course, Kevin, dude, of course. I see you here. Every live stream you're hanging out. I definitely recognize you. I see you in the comment section all the time, man. Like I tell people all the time, I read every comment that comes across my channel, and I don't always reply. It depends. I'm not the most social person in the world, which is probably not the best thing when running a YouTube channel, but it's true. I go through my phases where I feel really social. Like right now, I've been replying to a lot of messages, replying to a lot of comments, having a lot of conversations with people and stuff. But I kind of go in and out of that phase where like I won't feel all that social, and I won't reply to comments as much as I would like to. I won't reply to messages as much as I'd like to. But that's something I'm working on my end behind the scenes. So, any videos on the MT15 V2 coming? I hope so, man. I would love to get that amp on the channel. Didn't even know about it until Fluff's video yesterday. Fluff did the video on the new Archon Classic, which looks cool. I would love to get that one on the channel too. The MT15 too. You guys know I'm a big supporter of the MT15. I love that amplifier. So I would love to have the V2 on the channel. My person at PRS retired. The person that I talked to at PRS retired probably a year ago, and I haven't heard a word from them since then. So, yeah, it is what it is. PRS is a big company. I really don't like chasing big companies. It's not fun. I have plenty of other content that I can make. I could get the amps from Sweetwater if I really wanted them, so I'll probably end up going that route. But right now, I owe Sweetwater a lot of content. They've sent me a lot of stuff that I need to make videos for behind the scenes, and I need to get to that. I'm falling way behind. The problem is I have so many things that I'm working on. I'm excited about so many things, but it's like to actually see each thing through to completion. I've got a lot of things that are like 90% done, and I just need to finally finish things. What else? Argentinian hardcore punk rocker here. What's up, dude? Argentina. My band Represent just played in Costa Rica. Love to play Argentina. That would be sick. We played Costa Rica in October. I made a vlog video on that was really fun, but that one not a lot of you guys watched that. I would say, I think that got around 7,000 views, which is lower than average these days. But that was a really fun video. That was a really fun time. If you guys are curious about that, I play drums in that band. I don't play guitar, but I tried to make that video as fun as possible. I think it actually turned out really good. Put a nice chunk of the live set with actual like good audio in there. So if you guys are interested in that, I was using the Quad Cortex, and I showed you guys how we put together the rig for my band on that video. It was a fun video. I really liked that one. Thinking about selling my quick rod and getting a competition and pro stock. Are they really that much more aggressive on the top end? No, they're not. I don't know who told you that they were, but competition and pro stock are all the same circuit. Competition is just a single channel version, and I believe the pro stock is the 6550 version. So yeah, the differences are not that big, man. Definitely not worth selling your quick rod to try to get there. Here for E-standard thrash riffs, drop C hardcore riffs, and dudes that don't play weak poo-poo butt nugget loser music. You are in the right place, my man. Eric Ackerman says, appreciate what you do. Thank you, man. I appreciate you being here. I'm glad that you guys dig it. Just bought the Katana head because of your reaction in the video on it. Dude, I still have that Katana head. That thing is sick. It's sitting at home next to my computer for my little practice area downstairs in the basement. A lot of you guys wanted to see me do a deep dive on the Mark III going into the computer editor, where apparently you can do a lot more stuff with those amps. In that video, I said that, like, this is just me reacting to the amplifier for the first time. A lot of people were mad that I didn't, like, dive in depth with the editor and stuff, but that video was what it was. I told you exactly what it was. It was me checking it out for the first time, and even not, like, sounded like somebody was at my door here at the studio, which would be creepy because it's 11 o'clock at night. But yeah, not even diving in the editor, I was really, really impressed by it. So, I would love to do a deeper dive on the Katana. That was a really impressive amp. Been a huge fan of your channel because of your approach towards gear and the fact that you're a solid player that can demonstrate gear properly. Thank you for all you do. Sent you a Facebook message too. Thank you, GK. I appreciate it, dude. I feel like my guitar playing is absolute garbage. And it's something that I've really wanted to put more time into lately because because we're so close to that 50K mark, I've been going back and kind of like looking at some of my older videos, and I'm realizing I've never been a good guitar player, and that's okay by me, but I'm realizing that my playing in my earlier videos is a lot better than it has been recently, and that's because I never play. I never have time to sit down and play guitar anymore, and it's actually kind of depressing when I think about it, because I started this channel so I could play gear more and mess around with gear and just play guitar more, and it's led to me actually being able to play guitar less because I have to put so much work into the other areas of the channel. So I would love to actually start putting aside like an hour a day to start playing guitar more and drums. I would really love to start playing drums more. Bought an electronic drum kit so me and my foster kid could actually practice downstairs in the basement. He doesn't like how loud the acoustic drums are, but he's interested. So I bought an electric kit to kind of mess around and see if he takes an interest in it. And also it would it'd give me more of an opportunity to practice. Mikey Decrepit says, I play rhythm in a death metal band called Miley Cyrus Got Fist. I'm thinking about finally buying an angle head for my Randall Warhead cabs. Powerball or Fireball? I personally like the Fireball better, but it seems like most death metal bands like a little bit more of a scoopier, gainier tone, and for that I would say the Powerball, but it really depends on what you like. I think the Fireball cuts way better in a mix than the Powerball. The Powerball disappeared in a 2-guitar mix for me the couple times that I tried it, which is why I inevitably ended up selling it. Fireball does not disappear at all. The Fireball hangs all day, so that would be my choice. Speaking of PRS MT15s, were you planning on doing a video of possible mods you can do to the original version of the amp? Yes, I am. When? I don't know, because again, I'm really behind on stuff, so I do plan on doing the, I'm going to get with Mike at Omega Ampworks. We've already talked about it, actually, so it's just finding the time, and I've got to get another PRS MT15 on hand, because I want to be able to compare the 50-watt to the 15-watt afterwards. So, I want to make sure I have both amps on hand, so I need to get a really good deal on an MT15. And when I do, I'll send it to Mike. I'm going to have him mod it, and that'll be that. What do I think of Blackstar? Blackstar is fine, man. Blackstar, actually, I'm going to make a video soon here. They sent me that, what's their flagship amp? The Series 1 Mark II. And I did the video on it, and it sounded fine. It didn't blow me away. It was a decent amp. Not bad by any means. It sounded like a good high-gain amp. But, like, again, didn't blow me away playing it by myself. But for fun, Human Animal was practicing in my venue the other day. And I was like, hey, why don't I try this amp out? I think it'd be fun to try this in a mix and see if I feel any different about it. Dude, whole different animal in a 2-guitar mix. My other guitars has a Rev E dual rectifier, and that Series 1 100 Mark II, confusing name. Dude, that thing sounded really good in the mix. It cut, it had a lot of snarl to it. It stood out very much, which I was surprised by, but it stood out. So, yeah, I honestly, other than, the Black Star, I know the Stage, the HT series, they get a lot of flack for being kind of constructed in a cheap manner, basically with like throwaway boards. Like if something goes wrong on the board, like they just toss the board and they give you a new board to put in, as opposed to it actually being repairable, like component by component. So, other than that, I have no problems with Black Star at all, and in fact, I've been impressed a couple times by them in a mixed situation. So, everyone wants to know if the effects loop issue was fixed on the MT15, but the way higher pricing is interesting. Well, you got to think the way higher price, they bumped up the PRS MT15, the first version, up to $800. It's currently on sale for $650. But if you look at the normal pricing that it says now on Sweetwater's website, it is $800. And I think that has everything to do with the current political climate and everything going on. I am not going to comment too much on that stuff because, to be honest, I'm pretty ignorant when it comes to it. I haven't had time to sit down and really dig into it and find out the ins and outs of how all that works and everything that's going on. But I have a feeling a lot of prices are about to start shooting up pretty quickly here, guys. So don't be surprised. Don't hold it against the companies if all of a sudden all your favorite companies start raising their prices exponentially, because I think that is going to be a result of the tariffs and everything going on there. I think I missed something about fasting. I posted on my Facebook the other day. I actually did a 72-hour fast for the first time in my life. So I see a couple comments about fasting in here. 20 hours, yeah, it's hard to go longer. I typically only eat one meal a day. I usually eat around 5 or 6 p.m., and that's the only time I eat during the day. But recently I did a 72-hour fast because my stomach was giving me some problems, and I kind of wanted to give my digestive system a little bit of time to cool down. So I did a 72-hour fast. The first 2 days went awesome, honestly. They weren't great. The third day, especially around hour like 68, I started feeling really, really tired, really wiped out. So it had finally kind of started to get to me. So, yeah, I ended up eating at hour 72. I wanted to make sure I made that full 3 days, but I did it. Somebody says, Kyle, you have a lot of amps. That is correct. I have too many. Have I ever owned any lawsuit era Les Pauls? No, I've always wanted to. For a long time, probably about 10, 15 years ago, I was always on the My Les Paul forum, and they have a section specifically for like the Japanese and the lawsuit era Les Pauls. And I was always interested, but I got to be totally honest, man. I love Gibson Les Paul Studios. And you can get Les Paul Studios for less than you can get most of the lawsuit guitars for, even back then. They have gone up substantially since then. But studios, dude, you can still get a good studio on a good day if you're really looking for $600 or $700. And to me, the only thing that sets apart a Les Paul Custom and a Les Paul Studio are the aesthetics. And I don't care that much. I actually like the sleek look of the studios. So I'm a huge fan of the Les Paul Studio, and I just can't really justify spending $1,500 on like a Japanese Les Paul when I think a USA Studio is just as good, if not better, of a guitar compared to the lawsuit guitars that I've played before. My opinion, yours may differ, and if it does, that's totally fine, man. Definitely, I'm not going to argue that. Everybody's going to have their own opinion, but for me personally, Les Paul Studio is where it's at, baby. What's my favorite amp sim at the moment? I gotta be honest, guys. I don't play amp sims. I don't use them for anything, except for I use them as like a placeholder when my guitars are, or when my band is tracking guitars. We'll track a DI and I'll throw up like a Neural 2C Plus, or I actually do really like the STL Tones, the Josh Middleton plugin. I think that's a really good plugin, very accurate, has 3 of my favorite amps in it. That one's really, really good. All the Neural stuff that I've tried has been awesome, but we just reamped guitars here in my studio the other day. So I just, other than DI tracking and getting some sort of a gain or like a, guitar sound just for tracking, just so we can hear something, I don't really use amp sims. I would much rather use the gear that I have here to reamp and get the guitar tones out of stuff like that. But if I had to choose, it would probably be that Josh Middleton plugin. That Josh Middleton one is really sick. Baritone Goat Studio says, I like the St. James amp quite a bit. The St. James is, it's funny. The St. James is an extremely vanilla guitar or guitar sound, in my opinion. Like, it's a very, very plain sounding amplifier on its own. But the really cool thing about the St. James is it reacts drastically to different pickups and to overdrives and to EQs and stuff like that in front of the amplifier. The front end seems to be really sensitive. So if you hit it with like an SD1, like a bright overdrive, it transforms the amplifier and it makes it sound really good. So actually the St. James, when boosted and with a brighter pickup and a brighter overdrive, actually I really, really like it. But if I were to have to plug straight into the St. James, one of the most boring, like, vanilla guitar sounds ever. It's not a bad sound. It's just, like, nothing about it stands out to me. But you can shape the front end really, really well, really easily, and I think that's what actually makes it really cool, in my opinion. Plus, it weighs, 13 pounds? So I've got the 50 here in my studio. They're sending me the 100. They're not in stock until May, until next month. So I won't have a video up until later next month. But yeah, about 2 months ago, we agreed to do a video, and we've just been waiting for it to come into stock. So right now, dude, I have a ton of Blackstar amps here at the studio. I've got all 3 versions of the HT Stage 100, the Mark 1, 2, and 3. I got the Mark 1 and 2 for like dirt cheap, for like $250 a piece. Couldn't say no to those prices. $250 for a fully featured tube amp. 100 watts. I'm going to take that just for the sake of content every time. And then Blackstar sent me the Mark III 100, which I did the video on. And then they sent me the Series 1. They sent me the St. James 50. They sent me they sent me all of the amp series. That Amp 1 power amp, guys, that is one of my favorite power amps. For a while, I was really liking it better than the Duncan Power Stage, but I've started breaking out some of my cabs that have the 4-ohm switch, and in that case, I like the way that the Duncan Power Stage sounds when you're getting a little bit more juice out of it. It just fills it up when it's got more power. So, yeah, guys, if you can, hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. We're just kind of hanging out, answering some questions, hoping to get to that 50,000 subscribers tonight. 5 away. When I started this, I was 12 away, so you guys have already given me an extra 7 subscriptions. I appreciate it. We've gotten over 40 today, I think, so far, which is pretty average. I would say on an average day, I get anywhere from 30 to 60 subscribers. It's been a little lower lately because views just across guitar YouTube in general seem to be down a good bit, but even so, that last Orange video that I did got like 25,000 views, which is awesome. 26,297, and off that video alone, I gained 84 subscribers. So, some videos are better than other. I did that, dude. You guys missed out. The video I think it was yesterday or 2 days. The video that I posted on Monday for that HW2 pedal by Wonder Effects, that pedal was gnarly, and those tones that I got were a lot of fun, and only like 4,500 people watched that video. You guys are missing out. That one was really good. Only 6,000 people watched the Calypso video. That one was a lot of fun too. So if you guys get bored and you haven't seen those videos, both of those videos were a lot of fun. Got some really interesting sounds out of both of those. Definitely not quite my vanilla sounds in either video. So if you guys are tired of me making everything sound the same, check those out. Yeah, just a few away from 50K, baby. So if you're not subscribed, please hit that. Oh, there we go. We got 3 just by me mentioning it one time. We got 3 subscribers. Thank you guys so much, dude. Oh my God, 49,998. That is, dude. 50K. That's insane. We are gonna hit 50K tonight. Never in my wildest dreams, guys. Never. Never, never, never when I started this channel. Never. Never. I honestly, I put off starting a YouTube channel for years. Years. Because I'm not good at guitar. I didn't know how to record when I started my YouTube channel, like, at all. Like, I could put an SM57 in front of an amp, but anytime I would do it, it never sounded right. So my first few videos were me going into a 2 Notes Captor, because anytime I would put a mic in front of an amp, it just, like, didn't sound right to me at all. And finally, I kind of figured it out, and it started sounding better. A lot of the times, I'll listen back to the tones that I get in my videos, and I'm like, it doesn't sound like it does in the room. So it's, you know, I totally get when you guys are like, oh, I don't hear what he's hearing. I understand that, man, because under the microphone, things sound very, very different than they do in the room. So in my opinion, a lot of the tones that I get don't even, you know, I try to make them transfer as well as I can. But that's the reason that I use the V30 and the SM57 in every video is, you know, you guys know what a V30 sounds like. You guys know what an SM57 on a V30 sounds like. You guys know what a Duncan distortion sounds like. I try to use the most vanilla gear for, like, high gain playing that I can, so that you guys really can just compare the amp in every video with the same gear. I have a feeling when I refresh this, it's going to say 50K. You guys ready? Oh, man, one short. I thought that it was going to be there, man. But yeah, man, there's a rhyme and reason that I do everything that I do, but I just never expected it to take off the way that it did. Never expected it to resonate with people the way that it does. I get messages almost on a daily basis of people saying, like, dude, thank you for doing what you do. And that still blows my mind, because to me, I'm just making goofy videos, and the amount of value that people get out of that still blows my mind. So it's really cool. I'm extremely humbled, guys. Extremely humbled. Thank you so much for all the support. This is awesome. Yeah, the HW2. All right, here we go. Let's see together. You guys ready? Oh, I can't show you too much of that. Yo, we did it. We did it, baby. 50,000. 50,000. Holy shit. 50,000 subscribers, man. We did it. You guys are awesome. You guys are so sick. Thank you guys so much. All right, focus. 50K. 50K, baby. You guys rule. Thank you guys so much, man. Oh, I just lost 4 subscribers. Did everybody just unsubscribe? Dude, YouTube does that from time to time. It used to freak me out when I first started the channel, and I would literally count every single subscriber. Because when you first start, you'll hear this from anybody who, like, does YouTube full time. When you first throw some videos up and people start subscribing and commenting, you kind of get lost in the numbers. You kind of just start checking that stuff. Like, it becomes like a habit. Like, every half hour, you'll refresh your YouTube studio and see, oh man, did I get any new subs? It's addicting, honestly, to see those numbers start going up, especially if you're a numbers oriented person. I can't help it. Like, that's one thing that makes sense to my super ADD brain is numbers. So yeah, I just remember refreshing that screen and seeing it go from, like, oh shoot, I got 100 subscribers. Like, this is crazy. Post another video, gain another 30 subscribers. Like, what? This is nuts. And yeah, man, you kind of get lost in that chase. For the last couple years, I just haven't really haven't chased numbers. I've just been kind of doing things at my leisure. I honestly, dude, the channel could be bigger, a lot bigger than it is right now, but I kind of just want to do things my way. I don't want to hand stuff off to other people. Like, I don't want to turn my channel into a big business where I feel forced to do stuff all the time. I'm lucky enough to have enough revenue streams that I don't really have to like worry about money. In the sense that I'm not rich, but like I make enough to live comfortably and not have to worry about living paycheck to paycheck, which is awesome. And I appreciate you guys because you guys are a huge part of that. So anybody who supports the channel via the Patreon, anybody who uses the affiliate links, that stuff, it really does go a long way. But yeah, you guys allow me to live a comfortable life. And that's, for me, that's all I could ask for. I've always, I mean, I like money. Of course I like money. But like, I've never liked money enough to like sacrifice what I want to do on a daily basis for that money. That's never going to be me. Not interested. I enjoy being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it and not beholden to companies, you know, kind of owning the message of the channel or anything like that. So I don't even remember where that started. Oh, just being kind of obsessed with the numbers and stuff like that when I began. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's so crazy. 50,000. 50,000. Well, luckily, they're just a foster kid. They're not my kid, so they won't be around permanently, even though I am starting to get super attached to them already. But yeah, that's not one thing I currently have to worry about. But yeah, thank you guys so much, dude. Seriously. What a man, what a crazy ride. What a crazy ride. 50,000. Still kind of blowing my mind, man. That's super sick. With that being said, what do you guys want to see from me coming up? You guys are what make this thing turn. So, I mean, most of the time, what you guys want to see from me are things that I'm actually interested in doing. So, I would love to hear from you guys. We hit 50K. You know, I kind of have a formula down pat for a lot of things, but I want to do new stuff. I want to try new content. I definitely don't want to get stuck in a rut of doing the same old videos day after day. I want to continuously do new and fun things. So that's why I'm always asking you guys, what do you want to see from me? What is it that you want to see on the channel? Because frankly, this is more fun for me when you guys are having fun and when you guys are getting value out of the channel. That's part of why I like doing what I do. So that's why I'm always coming to the audience and asking you guys what you want. So I would love to hear from you guys. You know, if you have any ideas, so I don't know if you guys have been around the channel for a long time. I had this idea way back when I first started the channel called Tweak My Tone. And it was going to be, you would submit a video of yourself playing through your rig. You would record your tone the best that you possibly could. You would send it to me, and you would tell me, you would give me a rundown of your rig, and you would tell me what it is about your rig that you would want to change. So I would listen to the sound sample that you would send me. I would go over your gear, and I would essentially give you my thoughts on what you could change to get closer to what it is that you want. I loved that idea. Number one, because it got you guys involved in the channel. It got you guys on screen talking about your gear, which is always, you know, I always thought that was super cool when other YouTubers would do that. That's why I loved, you know, when Fluff did Rate My Rig. I always thought that was super cool that he did that because it got his viewers involved with the channel. So I wanted to do something along those lines, but it just never took off. Like, people never really seemed to be interested, or they didn't have the means to record their stuff, or they felt embarrassed about recording their rigs and stuff. So what I want to do now, and I got to thank Ola for kind of like reigniting this fire for me for wanting to do that, because he recently came out with his series where he went over to somebody's house, kind of helped them tweak their tone, essentially. So now that I have the studio, I put up a Facebook post that if you're within a couple hours driving distance and you have a guitar rig and if you're not quite getting out of it what you would like to get out of it, or you want some advice for your tone and you're willing to make the drive, come out here, come to my studio. We'll make a day of it. We'll film a video around it, and it'll basically be like a tone doctor or tone consultant type thing. You bring your rig with you, you plug it in, you dial it how you would normally dial it. We sit there, we jam, we check it out. You tell me what it is that you don't necessarily love about it. And then I will use, whether it be a pedal, whether it be a speaker or a cabinet or a different amp or a different pickup or whatever, we'll use something in my arsenal of guitar gear here in order to get your gear closer to the sound in your head. And then that way you know what it is that you need to change moving forward. You know what piece of gear you need to get. You know what tweaks to your EQ settings that you need to get, something like that. I always thought that would be really, really cool. And plus, like I said, anything that gets the viewers involved, I think would be super sick. So, yeah. People have to come to me, though. I'll be honest. You come to me. I'm not coming to you. You come to me. I'm way too busy to be traveling, unfortunately. It's going to be really hard for me to leave town anyways with the foster kid here because he does require a lot of attention. I take him to school. I pick him up from school. So my work day is actually very short with him because he's in kindergarten, so he doesn't even have a long day at school. So yeah, it's going to have to be, if you want to do it, you got to come out here. But as long as you're willing to drive out to Erie, PA and bring your stuff over to the studio, then I'm all in. I think that sounds like a really fun idea, personally. I got a couple people saying that they like the mod project idea. You're in luck because I've got a few of those coming. One's a bass. One is an Epiphone guitar. Another one is actually an Epiphone guitar. Because of the state of the economy, because people aren't really going to be spending a whole lot of money on multi-$1,000 amps and guitars coming up in the near future here, I am going to work in some more affordable guitars and amps and stuff like that. I keep thinking I hear my door open and it's freaking me out. I am going to shift some of the content over to more affordable stuff just to keep things grounded. Like, I don't want you guys to be watching my channel and basically watching it as like a this is stuff I'll never afford type channel, because I don't want to be that. Like, I didn't start out as that guy. I'm still not that guy. I still enjoy picking up really cheap pieces of gear and making them rip. I say that all the time. So I'm going to be doing more stuff like that on the channel, and I think that that's going to resonate more with people. So, aren't I already at 50K? Yes, I am at 50,006 subscribers. When I started this stream, I was at 49,980 some. So, I wasn't at 50K when I started. I need to host the American version of 42 Gear Street. Honestly, man, that sounds like way too much work. I know how much work Henning puts into that, and I personally am not that organized. And would it be fun? Probably, but I'm not that organized. I'm not capable of doing that. What I would like to do is do like an Erie amp day or an Erie amp weekend where we set up a weekend now that I have the studio, and just set up a few different rooms in the studio with all of my amps and basically make them so you can plug into any amp that you want, come in and check out some stuff. I think that would be a lot of fun. But yeah. Did I ever leave my thoughts on the Ibanez Iron Label Xiphos? No, I have not. I do have a Xiphos here, but it's not an Iron Label as far as I know. It's the 720, Xiphos 720 or 770. I'm not good with the Ibanez model names. They're kind of ridiculous to me. But it's the Chameleon Burst or the Chameleon paint job one. It's got like the color shifting paint on it. It's a cool guitar, but I'm probably going to end up selling it. It's a huge guitar, and it's a Floyd Rose, and I just do not like Floyd Rose at all. Please run plugins through heads and cabs. Unfortunately, that's a very niche thing, man. There's not a lot of people doing that. It might be fun as like an experiment for a single video, but other than that, I just don't really think that that's something that a lot of people would be interested in. I personally am not that interested in it, especially because there's a lot of really cheap modelers out there that are awesome. In fact, I just got Sonic Cake just sent me that Sonic Cake Pocket Master, which is like a little tiny modeler with a built-in battery, and the Sonic Cake modeling is really good. I don't know if it's shared with like the Moore stuff and what a lot of those other companies, they kind of seem to share the modeling, but the modeling in it is actually surprisingly good. But the cool thing about that is you can load neural amp models, or I think that's what NAM captures or whatever. you can load those into the Sonic Cake Pocket Master and play them. So I could literally use that and run it into like a portable power amp, like that Cab Screamer 60 that I have, that Hynatone Cab Screamer 60. I could run half, like my entire rig off of a pedal board, and I could be running a capture of my amplifier into a 60-watt power amp and then just take that and plug into whatever cabs at the venue. Stuff like that I think is interesting. As much as I love the big tube amps, especially like the boutique stuff and trying everything out there, it's a lot of fun. But in the end, man, I'm a punk rock and a hardcore guitarist. So most of the venues that I'm playing are just dog shit venues, and I'm playing to, 50 to 70 people if I'm lucky. I'm no rock star. I know that, and that's fine. But it really is interesting to me what is able to be done with technology these days. So the fact that when we flew to Costa Rica and the Quad Cortex through the Quilter power amps worked so well, like it worked way better than I was expecting it to, especially running 2 guitar rigs and a bass rig off of a single Quad Cortex into those Quilter amplifiers. That kind of got me thinking about stuff like that a lot more. And I think a lot more people are moving towards that. So we'll be doing more stuff like that here on the channel. It's definitely, my channel's never going to be fully focused on stuff like that because I love tube amps and old analog gear too much, but Trey Xavier says he's going to unsubscribe because I got too popular. You liked me better when I was underground. You wouldn't, well, you would believe, Trey, because I'm sure that you've experienced the same thing. How many people actually say that unironically? So, I am Coldplay's Chris Martin. My pee was all yellow. Everybody say hi to Trey. Trey, actually, Trey was one of the first YouTubers that I met in person. And that was at, Summer NAMM in 2021. And that that NAMM was an absolute shit show. That was my first NAMM, period. And it was my first Summer NAMM. And we literally, him and me and a couple other creators just kind of went around, like, messing around the entire time, just trying to entertain ourselves because there was literally nothing to do there. People are terrible. That's right. Honestly, though, my audience is pretty awesome. So, and I'm not just saying that. Like, you guys are awesome. You guys boosted me above 50K like in a fucking snap of the fingers, just like that, because of this live stream. So you guys got me where I was trying to go, dude. Dude, you should link that video, Trey. Can you find that and link that in the chat here? We made a fun video. NAMM. What NAMM really is versus what people think it is. That was a fun one for sure. Hat off reveal at 100K. Hat off reveal at 1 million. You guys gotta work to see these goods. This don't come for free, baby. I need to get at least $1,000 monthly of Patreon money to do a hat off reveal. So start spending some money, boys. And maybe the one girl that watches the channel. Get Trey to send me a headless guitar. Trey can keep his headless guitars. That's okay. No, man. Trey made all sorts of videos. He definitely he has what would you say, restructured, restyled his content over the last couple of years to do stuff that he's more interested in. But his older style of content, he did all sorts of stuff. He'll send me just the head of the headless guitar. Sometimes I like just the head. Do some more reviews with the Mojotone Grand Canyon. Yeah, man. Actually, I've got a bunch of content coming up with Mojotone. They sent me some speakers. They sent me some pickups. I have the Grand Canyon cab here. Like I said, man, I just need to get caught up. I have so much stuff in the bank that needs to be completed. I have so many videos that are 90% done. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I probably picked the wrong profession because I hate video editing. It is an absolute slog. When it takes an hour to film a video and it takes 4 to 5 hours to edit it, dude, my ADD just kicks in. My anxiety kicks in as soon as I start editing a video because I'm gonna be sitting here for half the day editing this thing. So if I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys, that is why my output is not more than it is. I film videos easily. Editing videos is definitely the hard part for me. And to get a good video editor that's going to edit the videos that I want them done is just not worth it. I don't make enough money at this point. So It is. See, Trey says it's such a time suck, dude. You can lose an entire day in editing a single video sometimes. And yeah, I care about the finished product. If I didn't care about the finished product, then I would just go through it and I wouldn't do all my little punch ins and my all the little timing bits and stuff that I do. I could get through and edit so much faster if I didn't do all that little stuff. But then the video, I wouldn't be happy with the video in the end. So it's kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't type thing. If you could go back to yourself on day one of this channel, what's the biggest piece of advice that you would give yourself? Man, that's a good question. I would say, I don't know, man. If you watch my videos from the first year of my channel, like night and day difference in my personality coming through my early videos versus now. I'm a lot goofier now because that's how I really am in real life. I'm a fucking weirdo. Um, I would say just to let that shine through a little bit more because I always kind of was like, I didn't think that people would like that because I'm pretty off the wall. But it turns out that people do. People find it entertaining. So I kind of wish that I would have done that a little bit more, a little earlier. Uh, I feel like I'm like a boiled potato on camera for the first year. If I go back and look at any of my early videos, they're pretty hard for me to watch, actually. um, Trey says he outsources any of his editing that isn't super specific. Dude, I don't blame you, man. I can. I'm sure I could probably afford to, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I haven't done it yet. I've actually tried to hire a couple people locally to train them, and I'm so specific with my editing style that I think that they get overwhelmed and they just quit. So could be I'm a horrible boss too, but honestly, I've had a couple people come in here and they last 2 days and then they're like, yeah, I don't think this is for me. So um, yeah, and I don't even get super in the weeds. Like it's not like my editing style is super complex. It's just I'm very specific about timing and angles for certain parts and stuff. If I wasn't so specific, it would definitely be a lot easier. And I think that that's the part that keeps me from hiring a video editor is like just having to explain all that stuff to somebody just and having them probably not get it anyways. Because I feel like my brain just doesn't make sense to anybody else. So yeah, exactly. See, Trey says he's got to let go of certain things. I definitely need to let go of certain things because it's not like my videos are like pristine or like I mess up my edits all the time or I get the timing wrong on stuff or I accidentally leave things in that I'm not supposed to. So yeah, it's not like I'm doing myself any favors by holding on so tightly. It's just I think in my mind the issue is I have anxiety over trying to explain it to somebody else and then basically them telling me it's too much or telling me that they can't do it or they don't want to do it that way or that they're going to charge me $500 to edit a single video, which in that case, it doesn't make sense for me to pay somebody to do it anymore. So, yeah, man. 50,006. I think that that's what we're going to call it for tonight, guys. It is midnight. So I would like to put out a video tomorrow. I'm going to try to get to bed because I usually wake up around 6 with the kiddo in the morning. So I'm going to try to get to bed, and then that way I can get up early enough to actually put something out in the morning. Yeah, Trey, you're exactly right, man. Trey's exactly right. And I think that that's what a lot of people don't get me wrong. We have an amazing job. The fact that we get to do this for a living is incredible. The fact that I am like financially comfortable doing this is amazing. But I really don't think that people know how much work this is until they get a peek behind the curtain. And it's like you are literally doing everything from front to back. Me, I have never, besides those two people that I've attempted to hire and that it's not worked out, I have done every single thing on this channel that you guys have ever seen. Everything. So, that even goes as far as like establishing relationships with companies, emailing back and forth, negotiating rates, certain, like shorts, tearing your videos down into, 10, 30-second shorts and sending that to a company because that's the stipulations for one of the contracts of them paying you. like just all sorts of things that you don't think of that take a lot of time on the back end. There's just so much to this job. And sometimes it's kind of hard to turn your brain off. It's hard to stop working even when you're not working. You're thinking about it. So that is why you hear about creator burnout and stuff like that a lot of the time. It's just a lot of work sometimes. So, but again, it's an amazing job. I get to do what I love. I get to play around with gear all day. Not a great guitarist. I'm in a bunch of bands, but I'm not great at writing music. I do those to the extent that I need to do in order to be able to play shows and to tour and to write records with my bands and stuff. But like being an amazing musician or an amazing guitarist or an amazing drummer has never been my goal. It's always been make music so I can go out and play shows and meet people. So the fact that I can make videos in order to meet people and establish relationships with people is awesome. So either way, the band served their purpose. This channel serves its purpose, and it's been an awesome ride. And Trey says, congrats. Thanks, man. Thank you, Trey. That's huge coming from you, dude. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the support. But yeah, I'm going to take off, guys. Thank you so much for getting me above that 50K mark. That's incredible. I will have a video in the next couple of days detailing. We are going to be giving away a lot of stuff. We're going to be giving away at least one amplifier. We've got a Tonex pedal. I've had a bunch of companies donate individual pedals. I've had Neural and Get Good Drums donate some licenses to some pieces of gear for the giveaways. Lich Lamb is doing a European-only giveaway for a King in Yellow. I tried to line up as much stuff as I could for you guys. And then I'm actually going to try to get a couple of impulse responses made for you guys from some of the cool cabs in my collection. I'm going to try to get that done within the next couple of days so that everybody can have some free impulse responses, because that's about the least that I can do that everybody's going to be able to benefit from. So, yeah, man, that's it. Thank you, guys. 50K, baby. We did it. We did it. Thank you guys so much for the support. Everybody have a good night, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for a new video. Take care.